There are some drawbacks and limitations to basic tools like Google Analytics, and we need to use some more robust tools to better see the funnel and flow of users on our website. So let's take a look. The first tool that I want to talk about is more of a service than a tool. It's called SiteSpect, and you can access it at sitespect.com. Now, this is a tool for medium to large sized organizations that are looking to improve the user experience on their websites. This is an expensive, robust tool used by very large corporations. As you can see down at the bottom of the screen, it's used by corporations like PetSmart, Sam's Club, Urban Outfitters, American Girl, Sweetwater. These are really big companies. SiteSpect has been around for a really long time and does a really good job at optimizing websites. They do both client side and server side optimization. They'll increase your site performance in terms of page load speed. They do a ton of A B testing to find out the absolute best design and setup and funnel for your website. They have advanced analytics and data that goes beyond what you'll find with Google Analytics. And when you use SiteSpect, you're using a team. So this isn't just a service that you log into and analyze yourself. These are people that are actually going to improve your website for you. So if you're a larger sized organization looking to really improve your website, especially in terms of user experience, and if you're doing a lot of e-commerce, maybe you've got hundreds, thousands of products, maybe thousands or millions of visitors, and you need to figure out, hey, I need to optimize this. Where are my funnels? And where are those bottlenecks where people are getting stuck and they're not converting? SiteSpect is a great service to use for that. The next service that I want to talk about is called Mixpanel. Mixpanel is another behavioral analytics tool that you can add to your website so that you can run better advertising campaigns. You can see where people are going when they click through on your campaigns and go to your website. Mixpanel offers a lot of reports, team dashboards. They'll integrate data that connects to your data warehouses. So you can do inventory management, data management, security, privacy, really a lot of robust features that is good for medium to large sized organizations. However, let me show you something very attractive about Mixpanel. Let's go ahead and click on the pricing link. And you'll notice that they have a free plan. And you'll notice that with this free plan, it includes up to 20 million monthly events. You have access to all of the core reports to see the user journey as they go through your website. It comes with templates. And then, of course, if you're using that free plan and you want to upgrade, you can see that they have some other plans available. The pricing depends on how many people are using it and what features you want in terms of monthly events and things like that. But it's free to start using. And for some of these behavioral analytics tools, that's kind of rare. Pricing, they have free trials, but then you have to subscribe. So Mixpanel is a great place to start. The product has gotten more and more robust over the years, and it has a very low entry cost. So it's definitely something to think about. The next tool that I'd like to talk about is Crazy Egg. This tool and the following one both deal with website heat maps. So from their website here at crazyegg.com, if I go up to the top and I click on the heat maps option, it will show you an example of what these heat maps look like. So these are actually pictures of your website that show where users are clicking on your website, where they're scrolling. There are actually a bunch of different heat map reports here in Crazy Egg. And as far as I know, Crazy Egg was the first service that offered this. I think they started over 15 years ago. So it's definitely withstood the test of time. And understanding where people are clicking and navigating on your site can really make a big difference. So if we scroll down a little bit, we can see some of these other reports. They have a scroll map report. The confetti report is just a different way of seeing where people are clicking, depending on what you like to see visually. You can see an overlay report, which shows which elements on your website are getting the most clicks. Then they have kind of your more basic list report. But Crazy 8 isn't limited to the heat maps. As you've noticed when we moused over this product dropdown, they also do a lot of A/B testing. They'll even do live recordings of your website. Obviously, when you set this up on your website, you're going to have to work, with Crazy Egg and really any of these tools just to make sure that you're compliant where your visitors are coming from in terms of tracking their data and everything. You might have to do an opt-in, but it's all built into these tools, so you shouldn't worry about that too much. And when you're doing A/B testing with Crazy Egg, they will put two different versions of your website live, and then it will track all the data of the people who've gone to the different versions, showing you, maybe which version is getting a higher click-through rate or converting customers better. And it just keeps doing that over and over again with all these tools, just different A/B testing until it really finds that optimal setup for your website. Sometimes it's based on where the user's coming from. So you might have two different versions of your website that you discover you need based on this A/B testing, depending on their geographic location, their language, or maybe just their culture. So it's really important to use these tools, especially if you have a broad range of customers that you're looking to convert. The final tool that I like to mention is called Hotjar, and it's very similar to Crazy Egg. From their website here, if we go and we mouse over this products drop down, you'll notice that they do heat maps, recordings, they'll even do interviews with your users one on one. If we click on solutions, you'll notice that they have solutions specifically for marketing teams. So we can go ahead and scroll down a little bit here, and you'll notice that it's just really trying to optimize the funnel and flow of users on your website, just like all of these other tools. Here's a great example of what their scroll map looks like for Hotjar, and scroll down a little bit more. So again, very similar to Crazy Egg, but Hotjar has also been around for a really long time as well. If we go over to the pricing, you'll notice that they have a basic free plan. And I didn't show you the pricing for Crazy Egg. It's a little bit difficult to get to. You have to enter an email address, but they essentially have a 30-day free trial. But then that free trial will turn into $29 a month for the basic package, as you can see here on the screen. So Hotjar is a little bit more affordable. So it might be something to start with. And then if you are finding that you're just not quite getting enough out of it, you could maybe try Crazy Egg. If you're a really big organization looking to just get the absolute most data and most robust tool for heat maps and A/B testing, you might want to just start with Crazy Egg. But again, they are both robust tools that have withstood the test of time. Search engine optimization in digital marketing are often thought of as two separate things, but at the end of the day, search engine optimization is one of the most important pull marketing techniques that you can use. In fact, my business is built almost entirely off of search engine optimization. Most of my revenue comes from advertisements, and most of my visitors come from Google search. If you've ever tried to build a website based solely on advertisements, you may know that it's not that easy of a task. It takes a very high volume of visitors to make it profitable. And again, the way that I've been able to do it is through search engine optimization. So I want to talk to you a little bit in this video about the free tools that I use when performing SEO. And as you may have guessed, it all starts with Google search. Okay, so here we are on google.com. And one thing I like to do when I start to think of topics that I'd like to write or publish about is that I need to find the best name for that particular topic. I might even be looking for what topic I'm going to publish on. And using just the basic Google search is a great way to do this. So let's say that I'm a baker and I'm looking for a topic to upload a video on, but I don't even know which baked good I want to show you. So one thing I can do is I can go into Google search and I can just start typing. So I could type how to bake. And you'll notice that just with that, I get a bunch of these autofill results that are showing up. And when you see these autofill results, it means that these are searched a lot. So these are all pretty good content ideas. Now, they might be very high competition. And so you're going to want to click on some of these search results and see what the results look like to see if there's an opportunity for you to get up towards the top. However, you can take this even further. So we've got about 10 results right here. But if I add a space, I can then type the letter A. It shows me results that have the next letter as A, which isn't so great because we've just got that article there, A. But if we delete that and we type B, now we've got how to bake Brussels sprouts, broccoli, bread, brie. We can go to C. It's got cod and cookies and chicken legs. We can go to D. So you can go through the whole alphabet, and I often do that. But let's say we want to show a video on how to bake a potato. Now, baking a potato may be simple, may not be, but you'll notice that when we type that here in Google search, there are a lot of different ways to bake a potato: in the microwave, in the oven, in the air fryer, in foil, without foil, in the toaster oven, on the grill, in a convection oven. So you can see these are all really good content ideas. And so I could maybe, choose one of these, which one is maybe the most kind of different, maybe on the grill. And you'll notice that obviously these are all going to have very high competition, but we could look at the search results and then we could try and say like, okay, the first one is how to make it on the grill, but maybe, the third one doesn't have grill in the title. So that might be an opportunity for us to try and rank for that. So hopefully this gives you an idea of how you can just use the free Google search to get SEO ideas, content ideas, and get your website to rank higher in search results. Now, I do want to talk about a couple of other free tools, so let's take a look. The first one that I want to talk about is called Yoast SEO. This is a plugin for WordPress. So if you use WordPress and if you're publishing content articles, that sort of thing, Yoast SEO is essentially a must-have. There is no reason not to have the Yoast SEO plugin. It is the best SEO plugin for WordPress and it's free. There's an upgradable version, but the free version is great, and you can read all about it here on Yoast.com. The developer's name is actually Yoast. He's an SEO genius. So you can actually find a whole bunch of information about SEO in general here on Yoast.com as well. But if you use WordPress, get Yoast. It's that simple. It is the best SEO plugin on the market. The next tool that I want to talk about is Ubersuggest. Ubersuggest is created by a man named Neil Patel, and he is also an absolute SEO genius. So this is a great tool. It's similar to using Google search like I showed earlier. So we can just start by typing a keyword. So let's go ahead and enter how to bake a potato and quick search. So you can see when we search for it, we have some specific information about this search term. Scrolling down a little bit, we can see the search volume, the SEO difficulty, the paid difficulty. So if we're paying for ads to get at the top of Google search results, and then we have the cost per click over there on the right. If we scroll down a little bit more, we have even more information. So you can see that we have these two columns over here on the right. We have PD and SD. PD stands for paid difficulty and SD stands for SEO difficulty. So this is essentially telling us how difficult it will be to rank for these search terms. So for paid difficulty, they all seem relatively easy. Loaded baked potato, how long to bake potato is essentially as easy as it gets with a paid difficulty of 1. But if we look at the SD column, we're seeing terms like loaded baked potato and how to bake a potato oven being very difficult with scores of 78 and 79. So on this list, we might want to look at how to bake a potato in the oven. It's got the score of 68. It's the lowest, but we could also go and we could view all keyword ideas and we could see a longer list. But obviously, there is an upgradable version of Ubersuggest, so you do have to pay to get a lot of the results. So this is a great tool to get some information when you're really trying to fine-tune your titles and maybe even come up with a topic that you'd like to publish content for. Okay, let's move on over to the next tool. The final tool that I'd like to mention is the Google Ads Keyword Planner. So this is actually used more for advertisers who are looking to purchase display ads. So I talked about using Google Ads earlier on the course, and if you're going to be using Google Ads, then you're going to be using the keyword tool because it's built right into it. However, you can use this tool from the other perspective as well. So we can go ahead and click to go to the Keyword Planner. And then from this page, we can click to discover new keywords. And then we could go ahead and enter our search term. And then click Get Results. So you'll notice that in this list, we get a similar list to Ubersuggest. I think Ubersuggest makes it look a little bit better, but you'll notice that we have our keywords over here on the left, and we can expand this column a little bit. We can see the average monthly searches, and then we can see the competition. Now, most of this is based on bidding for advertisements. So when you look at that competition, it doesn't mean it's low competition in terms of ranking for SEO. It means it's low in terms of how much you're going to pay to get an ad up for that particular search term. So keep that in mind. This tool, when we talk about from a pure SEO perspective, is best used for looking for these average monthly searches. Don't pay too much attention to the competition unless you're doing display ads, in which case that column will be very important. So these are the best free SEO tools that you can use. There are a number of paid tools as well. When you start digging real deep,